right. Well, welcome back to 91 News. Yes, we have changed from what were we last time?
Concrete news?
Yep, Concrete News. We felt like 91 News just went and flowed off the tongue easier. So we have changed the name.
Yep.
A lot easier. So we have our host, Emmanuel, myself, Kristen, and Steve.
Yep. And we got a new one here.
Pedro Olivo.
And what do you do here, Pedro?
I am a quality control coordinator.
So, if you listened last time, you would have already known that.
Quiz. I'm telling you, it's coming for leadership.
Yeah. Wanted to thank everybody that did watch. Thank you for all the feedback that we got. Most of it was positive. I think the only thing that we got back, maybe have it a little bit shorter. I know you parents are out there and you want to limit the screen time for everybody. So,
and we're trying, but we actually enjoy talking to each other.
Yeah.
So it's a little hard to get to 30 minutes, but we're going to shoot for it this time. We have some exciting things going on today. We're going to go through our Toolbox Talks with Scott.
Yep.
What is that? Anybody know?
Toolbox Talks?
Come on, Pedro. It was your idea. Tell them about it.
So Toolbox Talks will be pretty much where we get different ideas or different questions that we want to ask throughout the company. And what would you ask Scott? And a couple we will ask, business-wise, but a couple of personal questions, what was his favorite horse at the Kentucky Derby or something? I don't know.
Yeah, so we're going to bring him in here and pull a toolbox out and pull questions out of a toolbox talk, and it's going to be a game that we're going to play with him, and then throughout different episodes we'll do it again with other Martin Concrete team members. So it's going to be fun.
In the comments below, make sure if there's anybody specifically that you want to see interviewed, let us know.
Yep, and always feel free to email your questions that you want to ask them to hr@martinconcrete.com. So what else do we have going on today?
We can talk through the industry associations that we're part of and some of the resources that we've got from that.
Yep. We're also going to talk about different things that have changed inside the company, new positions, different moves, and some exciting stuff going on. And our lessons learned is going to be about what, Emmanuel?
I guess fishing and not giving out personal information.
So like
fly fishing?
Yeah.
No, not fishing like that.
Oh.
Well, nobody wants to talk
everybody
about
just
that.
unsubscribed.
Yeah. No, we're going to basically talk a little bit about how to protect ourselves with the emails and some stuff that's happened in the past, and not to fall for the gift card scams that seem to be going around, and how to protect you, your wallet, and Martin Concrete all at the same time. So
Now, the only thing I'll say is that if Steve Dollar emails you or texts you and says get him 50 gift cards to Bass Pro, that's probably legit.
and the only thing I ask you to do is to call Steve and confirm that before you scratch the back of him and send the numbers to Steve. All right, so I guess we're going to hop into the industry associations. And what we really want to talk to everybody about this is we are actually part of multiple associations that are really a great resource for anybody to use inside the company. So we pay our subscriptions and our dues and we go to events, but they have a lot of things that come with that can help you if you have questions or needs on your job, or you want to learn different things that maybe another company, it's happened to them before. So we want to tell you a little bit about that, how to reach each of them, what they specialize in. And if you have any questions with that, you can feel free to reach out to your direct supervisor, anyone on SLT, really any of the managers, and they'll be able to help you and tell you more. But we're going to take a deep dive into that. So
That's right. Start with, we've got a handful of them out there. We've got TCA that we're a big part of. There's a ton of classes that are out there. We've got the Tilt Up Academy. We send people every year to go through getting their TCA certification. So we've got a big book that study guide to be able to go through that. There's hotlines that you can call, and just really there's a whole library with just different resources that we've got that we can go through.
yeah, they have a lot of position statements. They actually helped us, and we were working with them when with the crane, the ground bearing pressure and all
Ground
that.
bearing pressures been a big resource for that. Making sure that we're doing really just cutting edge stuff on the industry right now and being able to collaborate both with competition, friends in the industry, and make sure that we're all doing this safe and getting everybody home every night.
Exactly. Their website is Tilt Up, but it's tilt with a dash. Remember the dash, that's key. tilt-up.org. So if you want to go on their website, check them out. Has different events, and a lot of the stuff is located right there. And Rick Galloway is actually really heavily involved in that. So use him as a resource if you have any questions or you want to learn more about what they can do.
That's right.
And then we have the ASCC, which is the American Society of Concrete Contractors. And really, it's just a big association of a bunch of concrete contractors. So really fun events to go to. I've been to a bunch myself. They have a lot of different things. They have some webinar recordings. Which one do y'all have the list?
Yeah, we've got. There's a whole list of webinar recordings that have done. There's things on what rain does to concrete at different points during the curing process and placing process.
Concrete strengths.
Concrete strengths. In addition, one of the things that I found incredibly helpful, they've got, I think it's about 46 now, position statements that are posted out there where they've come together as an industry, so as the concrete industry, and put together the industry leaders, their thoughts on just different things that we encounter every day in concrete. So free fall of concrete, how far can concrete free fall? Trowel marks, what's the industry standard for trowel marks on top of a finished surface? Different things they're digging in right now. Don't have one yet, but they're working towards position statements on Type 1L concrete. So there's all kinds of good information that's on there.
Yeah.
And again, we're bringing it up because we have access to all of this, and so it's helpful for us. It's helpful for our clients. So it's not just to be used internally; it's to be able to help inform the rest of the industry. So
There's a lot of stuff with the ASCC too that they have their own safety council. I served on it for 1 year. Land's on it currently. Manuel's been joining in as well. So they have lots of different hotlines. If you have a safety concern or a question, you need their help with stuff, they can answer any of that. They have multiple JSAs that goes through and explains different things of, if your task is this is how you
That's right.
control it. This is the hazards associated with it. So they take a lot of the guesswork out. So definitely something to reach out and utilize if you wanted to.
yep.
What's the next one we have?
BizNow.
BizNow. Their website, it would be biznow.com. That's bisnow.com. And you want to tell them a little bit about it, Pedro?
I would.
Did I catch you off guard?
Yes, you did.
This is part of the hazing process.
Gotta
being the
stay
first
on your
time
toes.
on there is that we got to throw you a curveball every now and then.
Sure.
For everybody that doesn't know,
Yeah.
Pedro is an avid baseball player.
Yep, I play on Sundays in a men's league in Cobb County. Have a lot of fun. My brother and I play on the same team. Been playing together for like 15 years now.
Who's better?
My brother, for sure.
Oh, good
Humble,
answer.
too.
I'm
Yeah,
humble.
I love it.
I'm not even gonna try to take credit for that. Like, he always hits home runs. Like people like dingers, right? So I'm not a dinger guy. I can hit the ball everywhere, but can't really hit it over the fence. So all him.
At least you hit the ball.
I do, and I pitch a lot. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, but yeah, I definitely enjoy doing that and watching baseball too. So love the Braves.
Good.
So back to the biz now. It's a event. Did you already say the? I think I just got mixed up. Did you already say the website for it?
Yes.
Okay. So, but it's a platform. It's going to be more focused towards the real estate industry. We've got a list of all kinds of events that you can go to and you can attend, where we can build connections within the industry. We can talk through and understand really where the markets are heading.
Yeah.
And different things.
Definitely a great place to attend events, learn information about where the market's headed, and network and that sort of thing.
right.
So the events would definitely be key when it comes to them. And then, the one that everybody, I guess, is probably the most familiar with and that we hear and use all the time would be ACI. That's the American Concrete Institute. Their website's actually just simple, concrete.org. Doesn't get much simpler than that. Or you can go to aci.georgia.org. But that is really I guess, what would you call it? I'm trying not to use a term that's going to get me in trouble later. We're going to have to edit it out, but it's definitely the concrete resource.
Yeah,
of resources.
that's right. That's right. That's the one. So ACI, as everybody knows, every job that we get, ACI is referenced, the specifications. Well, you've got tolerances in there, ACI 117. You've got the building codes that are in there, and so we're a big part of ACI. We're a big part of the Georgia chapter of ACI, and so there's a lot of good information in there. They've got an ACI Craftsman series. It's a really good set of just compilation of information that they kind of. It can be used for training and just different things, and just making sure that we're understanding. So concrete's been around forever, and really the compiled information, it's all sitting there.
Yeah.
And ACI has been around probably the longest, pulling that information together. So
Many different certifications you can get with them. We have a lot of employees that hold some currently, so different classes, and they have many events and things like that. We actually just had an event with them. We hosted over at the maintenance center for the Georgia, what was it called? Was it the
Skipper seminar.
The Skipper Seminar.
That's right. Super successful event. Thank you to everyone that helped us pull that off.
and everyone that attended. So we had
Yeah.
people from all different walks of concrete across Georgia. We were able to bring in Mitch with the TCA, and we were able to showcase some different projects. We were able to showcase a maintenance center itself.
Yeah.
As one of the keynote
Maintenance and
projects.
Training Center.
Yep. Sorry.
Plug.
So it was a great day for everybody that was able to come. Very informative. Also, another great networking opportunity to meet with other industry leaders. So,
Did anybody here attend?
I was there.
Yes.
Y'all, so everybody was there.
Yep, we all
Okay.
attended.
I was not at home, just so we're all clear. I was actually working somewhere else. I was unable to attend, but I heard it was a great success. And then we did an open house afterwards.
I mean, it was a full day out there. So
Yeah.
we had two of our cranes out there. We had one of the 440s. We had the truck crane sitting out there. And so everybody was able to see that for the Skipper Seminar, and then we really rolled right into open house for the maintenance center that had a whole nother host of clients, vendors, friends in the industry, families that came for the open
they did
house.
a touch-a-truck, right? And everybody was able to play and
That's right.
touch the equipment, the kids and stuff. I saw a lot of those pictures. That looked fun.
Yeah,
They looked
I
like
was
they were
gonna
having
say
a great time.
my daughter got into the 440 crane. They told her not to push any buttons, but I mean, how are you really gonna tell a 3-year-old don't touch any buttons?
They're all lighting up. There's no way.
But yeah, they had a blast. We had some face painting. I think I saw Pedro with a little bit. Was that a butterfly?
Yeah, it was a
you had?
butterfly.
Yeah.
I had a couple rhinestones on my eyebrows.
Did you and Emmanuel get matching ones, or what did you get?
I think I got Spider-Man on my face.
But we had a food truck there too.
Wow.
Food was great. Had some chicken and waffles.
King of Pops.
Yeah, King of Pops.
A lot of great things that the kids got to do. They got to color, got to play a lot, Connect Four, Jenga, just a lot of great things that we were able to just enjoy with our families.
Yeah. I
during
love
that
any
event.
time too. We can bring kids into it and show them the
right.
different things that this industry has to offer. You know, they see it on TV or this, that, and the other, but to go and, just like you were saying, your daughter, touching the
That's right.
buttons of a crane, you never know at what point somebody may get inspired and go, that's what I want to do when I get older.
Yeah, I mean, I was having to hold them back from applying. Once they got on the trial machines.
Well, with your
too,
DNA, just let them hit enter, please. So we have some exciting stuff going on in our Central Region office.
That's right.
Do you want to tell them, Steve?
I'll tell
the
'em,
exciting
yeah.
news.
Yeah, I love sharing the good news. So So right now, Tracy Sparger, for those of y'all that know, she's been here. She's been here for much longer than I. She has been most recently running a team here in Kennesaw of project managers as a project executive, and so she is going to be moving into a new role for the foreseeable future up in Nashville, and she's going to be leading that office up. So, really, one of the big values that everybody knows here at Martin is family and it's culture, and Tracy really brings both of those together
Yep.
for what we're looking for in a leader, and really going to be the right leader for the right time.
Oh, yeah.
To pull the team together up in Nashville as we continue to grow up there, really. So
I think she'll be super successful in her regional manager role up there, and really being able to make sure that that office is, has the same core values and everything that we have down here. She's going to be a huge part of that, and they're very excited.
Yep.
So, and we're all excited for her.
excited, yeah, and that's the thing here too, is that hiring from within.
Yeah.
She's been here. She's put in so much blood, sweat, and tears to keep this company rolling. And, I made note that she's been a project executive leading a team here in Kennesaw, but the reality is, and again, a plug back to last time, she also just finished out 2 build-outs here.
Yeah. So she finished that, so we got to give her something else.
Gotta give her something
Let's
else
just give
to
her a
do.
whole office to run.
But she's done, I say all that to say, she's done so much here, and she's done so many different things that regardless of title, she jumps in everywhere.
Yeah,
So.
it doesn't matter what it takes, whether it's collecting towels to building buildings to running teams. She's one of those that can definitely do it all.
For those of you out there, if you have not brought back your Martin towels to the weight room, today is the day.
Yeah. She actually said yesterday. Today's
is
the day
yesterday.
with
Yeah.
repercussions.
What you don't realize is that we've hidden microchips in there, and so we know exactly where they're at.
Most importantly, Tracy knows where they're at.
She
So
will
good
come
luck.
for you. So,
But yes, and with her new position, we want to set her up for the most success possible. We have some open positions up there. We are still currently looking for a field operations manager to fill out that team and make it completely well-rounded. Obviously, still looking for local crews out of Nashville, carpenters. So if you know anybody, please send them Michelle and my way. And superintendents, like always. And we are currently searching for project executives both
That's
in
right.
Nashville and Kennesaw, right?
that's correct. Yep.
So with, as people climb up the ladder, other positions become available, and that is what's happening. So we definitely, if you know of any positions like that or know anybody that you've worked with in the past, that would be great for the Martin team. Please feel free to send their resume to Michelle and I. And, if it's a project executive or a field operations manager and a superintendent, and we hire them, guess what? You get a recruiting bonus. So you can earn money that way too. And it's much more than the $500 that we talked about last time. So I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want Stephen Wilson to yell at me, and he's right outside the store. But you'll be happy, and so will we. So, but that is only if they get hired and they actually work out. You get
That's right.
half of it on the upon hire, and then is it 90
I think it's
days?
3 months. Yeah, 90 days in.
90 days, you'll get the other half.
That's right.
I'm looking at Steve because he's collected quite a few of these.
But with that too, just to hit on why we need these people, and really in Atlanta, Kennesaw, and Nashville, we've got some new work.
Yeah.
I think since last time we were here on the podcast, count up 7 jobs. So the pre-con team, they have been busy at it. They have been grinding through the whole part of this year and really starting to see some of the fruit of
Yeah.
all the work that they've put in. But just to name off a couple, we've got a pretty big TI package with O'Reilly's. It's here in Gwinnett County. Project X. It's with Gray up in Kentucky, and just
Exciting.
really across the line into Kentucky, north of Nashville. The Panama City Readiness Center. That's with Allstate, so you know you're in good hands. Right? and then here, this is an interesting one. Let's make sure I get this one right. So Reconserve. So it's kind of between Birmingham and Tuscaloosa. It is going to be. let's make sure I get this right. So they're going to grind up hogs and put them into peanut butter and jelly, I think. No.
I'm sorry. What did
The
you?
opposite of that. So
They're going to put peanut
it's
butter
right
and
next-
jelly on hogs.
So they're going to take peanut butter and jelly from the next store. So they're right next to a place that produces peanut butter and jelly. And they're going to take that peanut butter and jelly and they're going to recycle it and turn it into hog food. And so we're building a facility for that.
You realize that's not remotely what you said the first
Yeah,
time.
no, I messed up.
I love it, though. That would have been a really interesting story, though. It was pretty
It's how,
interesting.
it's how the sausage is made. No, it's going to be. I believe it's a facility for hog food, but they are going to recycle other food to make hog food for it. So
That's
pretty cool,
wow,
interesting,
Very
and it's
interesting.
It's definitely something that's different. So we never done anything
That is
for
one.
hog food before, but it's going to have tilt panels in it. It's got pits. It's got some cast in place walls in it. So a lot of different things
Yeah.
to showcase what we do.
Which
So,
is really a lot of the work that we've been getting a lot of lately.
That's
is
right.
not just your standard till boxes, which we're excited about, but we love a challenge, and we've got
That's
a
right.
lot of detailed jobs that we're very good at and we like doing, and here lately that's what's been coming
That's
through.
what's been, yeah, that's right. So that's really where the market's at right now. We landed a prison, so
Yeah.
we're going to willingly go to jail
We're
for this one.
willingly
Nobody's
going
getting
to
taken
prison.
to jail. That one's down in Montgomery, so the ADOC prison, and
Yeah.
there's over 20 buildings on this one project that we've got, and then we just landed a really cool one down in Mobile. So that one is USACE. It's an office building, 6 stories. So we're going to have a 4-story tilt panel and then a 2-story tilt panel on top of that with some slab on metal deck
Wow.
inside for this office building. So we'll have thin brick in those panels. We're going to have form liner in those panels. So it'll really be a cool project when it's all said and done at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. That and the prison for
Yeah.
Marissa and I to cover.
Yeah. And
do
then
the whole story on.
we still got one more.
Oh,
They sold
really?
another one up in Nashville. So NES substation.
I heard about this.
And so that one's going to be really cool. It's got some structural concrete in it, some vertical concrete. We've got some 45-foot tall walls that are going to go around some transformers and some elevated concrete above all that. So
Yeah, so if you're a superintendent out there and you're looking for a challenging job and you don't currently work here, you too can apply.
That's
at
right.
martinconcrete.com, or just email me directly at kristen@martinconcrete.com and send me your resume.
exciting opportunities ahead. So
Definitely. All right. We actually forgot to talk about earlier something with the TCA.
Yeah.
They have an event coming up. It's their annual conference, right?
Yeah, correct. So the TCA, they're having their yearly event in Tampa this year.
Fun.
So that's going to be a good event coming up.
I love when they go south and it's warm and not cold.
I don't know. I liked Denver last year. That was nice.
That was nice. That was
Yeah.
my first time in Denver.
Okay.
I really did enjoy that, I will say. We have a special guest, actually, from Martin Concrete, guests performing at TCA.
Yeah.
Anybody know about that?
Our
He's-
very own.
Our very own sound guy behind. I wish we could spin the camera around and look at his face right now. That Danny and Stephen Woods will be performing our song that they performed at Leadership last year. And they actually performed it at the
Skipper Seminar as well.
Seminar. Yeah. So they liked it so much. Mitch was the speaker at the ACI event, and he has requested for them to come and perform it for everyone at the TCA, the annual conference. So we're really excited. We will be down there helping Danny and Steven. We're just in the background. They're the stars.
That's right.
But you're going too, Pedro, right?
I believe so. I think I will be going, and I hope to have a little fun and learn a lot. I've been learning a lot ever since I came to Martin Concrete, from pretty much everybody at this table, and everybody in the company is just a wealth of knowledge. I've told Stephen Thomas and Steve Dollar I feel like sometimes I'm talking to Google, because I'll ask them a question and they'll have a great fund of knowledge that you just I'm thankful for.
He works with Ben, so that's where the Google thing's coming from.
You know it.
Don't worry, Ben. We're all just jealous. That's all.
And so I think, too, at TCA, we got a couple of awards that are coming.
Yeah.
So should we tell them
Exciting.
now? Should we wait until
Let's wait.
TCA?
That way we don't mess anything
Yeah.
up, and all of a sudden there's an award that we didn't get.
Yeah.
And that would be embarrassing.
And then also we're sponsoring the Young Professionals event. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. We are.
So-
That will be Monday night.
Monday night.
It's going to be at the aquarium down in Tampa. So
So-
we're going to be down there recruiting.
What's the age limit on that? I mean, like,
I think
how old's too old to go to that?
They say it's under 40.
Dang.
Sorry. I only have a few years left, but I've solid 3 years. I'm still okay.
I guess that's why I'm staying here.
So that will be fun. And we will definitely show you the pictures and send it all out. And I guess now we need to get Kyle so we
gonna
can go
say.
into our lessons learned.
Lessons learned. All right. You don't see Pedro sitting here anymore. So now we've got Kyle Eason, not to be confused with his brother, Keith Eason.
Yeah, the
kidding.
better looking one.
No relation.
None.
Well, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
We have brought, like we were saying earlier, this is for our lessons learned of episode. And we are going to talk about email scams briefly and how to avoid them, but also the gift card scams that have been going around a lot lately. They started, how long would y'all say, maybe, Kyle?
It's about 5 years
About
ago.
5 years ago, so off and on. And really, I mean, they've been happening as recent as last week. So we want to just make sure that everybody is aware and know what to do and what not to do. And Kyle's going to tell his story because it's happened to more people, here's the disclaimer, than just Kyle. But Kyle is a great friend and agreed to come on here and tell his story. And like I told you all before, he does it in a funny way, so it's entertaining when Kyle tells it. And just learn from his story and don't be the next guest. Round 2, okay?
All right,
So Kyle,
man.
you want to tell us
You're
what
on.
happened?
So, I started learning about 6 years ago. I was about 8 months into my career here, and I had received an email at 4:30 in the morning from what looked like Jeff Martin. So my phone dinged, I looked at it, and it was Jeff saying, I'm on the road, I'm about to head to Jackson Hole. Please, I need to do this for Christmas. We need to get some gift cards done. So immediately, without any thinking, because we hadn't had anything come through where it's like, hey, there's scams going on, there's stuff like that. We hadn't even been aware of this yet.
Yeah.
And I said, oh crap, I gotta get this done. So I emailed back, okay, well, what do you need? What do you need it done? And he just sent me a phone number. And of course, I'd only been here 8 months, so I didn't have Jeff's phone number saved in my phone yet. So I went ahead, and it was a 678 number, so I didn't even think anything of it. I texted the guy, he's like, okay, I need some. What I probably should have understood was it was Stream gift cards, which if anybody knows, that's for gaming. That's
Okay.
internet online gaming for computer gaming. And of course, everybody knew I was a gamer, so obviously Jeff reached out to me to go handle this.
Of course, it makes sense.
So I jumped in the shower, got ready, and run out. I went to Target was closed. I went over to GameStop. Nowhere was closed, so Walmart's open. So I'm running through Walmart, get to the front. I finally
So hold
find
on, you've gone to a couple different stores at this point. Trying to
Yes,
get
I
this
went
done.
to 3 different stores trying to find this stuff because this is 6 o'clock in the morning. Nowhere is
Jeff's
open.
requested it and
Yeah.
emailed him. Obviously, it was important because it was 4:30 when he sent
That's
the
right.
email.
I was like, Jeff's up. I got to get this done. So I run to Walmart, and it was $600 in gift cards. So you get, and Steam only has like $50 gift cards. So I went and bought 12 different gift cards. And at this time, I just had a gas card. So I put it on my own card at the time. It wasn't even a company card that I put it on. So I got it done, everything. I texted him back. I sent a picture. I was like, look, I got it. And without even thinking, I hadn't had my coffee yet, hadn't had my Monster, none of that stuff. He was like, send me pictures of each one so that when I'm on the road, I can take care of it. And I was like, okay, sure. Jeff Martin needs it. So I take pictures of each and every one, and I send it to him. And then so I'm heading to the office. And
Proud of yourself.
very, very proud of myself. I helped everybody out. I was doing the company a favor.
And
you
it's
know.
not even 8 o'clock
Martin.
yet.
Yeah.
No, I got to the office at like 7 o'clock. Nobody
You've already
else was
conquered the
here.
day.
And so I get into my office, I start doing some work, and I see Rick Galloway come in. He's like, he walks into his office, and so I'm like, yes, I'm gonna go show this off to Rick. I just took care of this. And so I walk into Rick's office, and I'm like, Rick, I got Jeff the gift cards. And Rick just looked at me. He's like, no way in hell did you do that. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, that is a scam. Do not do that. And I was like,
The
"Shit."
damage was done.
It was, and I was like, what the hell am I going to do? So I ran and I called the number on the back of the gift card, and they're like, well, you've already purchased it. You can't return it. And I was like, shit. I was like, well, you know what? This bastard's not getting any money.
We're going to have edits for Kyle that's just going to be like,
Sorry.
I didn't prep him prior to this.
No, I was not aware that this was a PG rating. But hey, PG-13, you could drop 2
Yeah.
Fs, you know. And so I went, and all of a sudden I was like, okay, so I was an Xbox gamer. I didn't even have a PC at the time. So I didn't have a Steam account. So I logged in my Martin computer, and I went and downloaded Steam. And then all of a sudden I was like, he's not getting the money. So I started just going through and activating every single card I could.
So you taught him.
I did. I got 550 of the 600.
Well, there you go.
I lost the 50.
That lesson was worth $50.
So I mean, it was well lessons learned, but I mean, we've had that come through many times.
Yes.
I mean, the email looked official. I mean, it had Jeff Martin
Yep.
won at at something after, and I didn't even think about it.
So just so you know, going into that is that stuff to look out for. Corey, Jeff, myself, Stephen Thomas, Stephen Wilson, anyone, none of us are ever going to send you emails asking you to purchase gift cards. That will never happen. So please remember that. And we are sure not going to ask you to then send us a copy of them with the pictures and the numbers. But if there's other things that they're asking for, whether it's confidential information or things going on,
That's
with
right.
the job, it can go even more to gift cards. It's always better to pick up the phone and call and just check some things. Some warning signs, I guess. I've noticed on a lot of them sometimes, and they come through text now as well. It's not
Yes,
just
yeah.
email. I've received them on my phone in text message form. Is misspellings. Also, a lot of times they'll use Jeffrey Martin, like their full names, or James Lee. That's not what they go by, so it's always a red flag. In truth, a lot of them, there's misspellings in just about everyone that I've ever received.
And if there's some prince in Africa that's willing to give you his entire inheritance, but he just needs your credit card number,
Yeah.
Don't give it.
50% of the time it's going to be a scam.
Just Google a Dr. Phil episode and, watch that and learn from their mistakes as well.
If it looks fishy, guys, so forward it on. So you can, inside Outlook,
Yeah.
there's a button that you can push to show. Is there any way to edit this afterwards to show kind of where you click to report it as phishing?
Yeah.
So
In the top right-hand corner, it'll say report phishing, and that is phishing with a PH, guys, not an F.
Correct.
But you just click that, and our IT department, they'll dig into it and let you know and get back to you whether it was or it wasn't. But definitely, it's better safe than sorry. Do not click on any links.
That's right.
That's a big thing, is the links, because that can actually compromise a lot of our information. But I thought that Kyle's
Yep.
story was definitely one that
I was the first.
entertaining, and he was the first.
you probably weren't the first. Maybe the first
That's
here, but
first
true.
to
You were the
admit it.
first to probably
First-
admit it.
yeah, first to
We
admit it.
might not even know who the first was.
Integrity, right?
Yeah, integrity.
honesty, you gotta keep
Way
it.
to carry on the core values.
That's right.
So.
You can always count on Kyle. Well, thank you, Kyle,
Yep.
for joining
You're
us.
welcome.
All right. Well, I guess now we need to jump into our toolbox talk.
Oh,
So, are you guys ready? We got to go get Scott.
let's go grab Scott.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
All right. All right, so welcome back. This portion we are going to have Toolbox Talks. It's a new concept that we came up with thanks to Pedro, who has left us briefly, but he'll be back in a minute. Scott has joined us, and in this segment, we're going to call it Toolbox Talks. And the purpose of it is whatever questions you guys want to ask, we'll have a guest each time, and we will ask them your questions and learn more, just to stay, better united as a family.
Yeah, so if you don't like the questions, then it's your fault because you didn't submit them.
Yep. So accountability, one-on-one. So we're going to go ahead and dive right into this because we know everybody was asking for a shorter podcast, so we don't want to waste anyone's time. And what will happen is, we'll all ask a question and we'll go in rotation, and Scott will get to answer it because you're on the hot seat today.
Oh.
But thank you for joining us, Scott.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
Am I the first guest?
You're the first guest.
guest.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
We took a vote, and everybody
Congratulations.
wanted to hear your answers.
Nope.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
That can be good. That can be bad. But I'll go ahead and I'll ask the first question. Okay, so this one came from Jake Roberts, and his question for you was, what's your favorite story about working with Gerald?
My father, Gerald?
No, the other one.
Oh,
The other Gerald.
well, there's a lot. Myself and Carlos Arcio and Jose Arcio and Ruben Hernandez at that time were on a job in Forest Park, spec building, Kojima. And Gerald always would order the concrete long before we were ready. And we'd be installing anchor bolts, even tying rebar, and the trucks would be pulling up. And this one particular time on this Friday, we had too many people. We had got through pouring the slab, and he told me I was just a backhoe operator at the time, barely, maybe a laborer. And he told me that I needed to lay off those 5 or 6 guys, and he pointed out the windshield. He was dropping off checks Friday at noon. You need to get rid of those 5 or 6 guys. And I'd never let anybody go before, or fire, layoff, or anything.
Yeah.
And I did that, and, you know, it was back in the touchy-feely days, so I was all over them. I was being nice. I mean, there's more opportunities out there for you fellas. You know, I'm sorry it's not going to work out. It's just way too much dialogue. And, you know, the guys just said, yeah, whatever. So they split. That next Monday in the afternoon, we had these big wind brace foundations or something like that. They were large. And we were tying the anchor bolts in, and the concrete trucks pulled up. And he started backing the truck up and started pouring the concrete in the foundation while we still all had our legs in it, tying the anchor bolts. And he just kept pouring, and concrete got closer to us. And I said, Dad, you know, we're not ready. You got to stop pouring. We're not ready for the anchor bolts. He said, we shouldn't have let those guys go. And so I was real confused to that for the rest of the day. And he explained to me that being a superintendent is planning your job and planning your day and planning your week. And if you needed those guys, then you should have the, you know, the ability to look down the road and know that you need them, and then tell me what you need to justify it.
Gotcha.
But I didn't understand it when the concrete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But good lesson.
It's a hard lesson to learn.
And disclaimer, that was in the olden days, and we don't pour concrete into footings that people are standing in anymore.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
before the safety culture,
Yeah.
just in case anybody needed to hear that.
It was
I'm gonna
much
throw
more
that out there.
explicit than I explained it as well.
Oh, yeah. That was
say.
a very cleaned up version
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
story,
yeah.
which we appreciate. All right, Steve, you want to get the next question?
Who was the question from?
That
That's
was
from
from
Jake.
Jake.
Oh, okay.
All right, this one is from Alan Graham. So if you could have any other job, what would it be?
It doesn't have to be at Martin Concrete either.
Oh,
President?
no.
Podcast star.
No. Mm-mm. I think I just maybe fish and hunt, be a guide or something like that. It just doesn't pay well enough, so
Gotcha.
Get a TV deal, it might.
maybe.
Yeah, there you go.
Who's that from?
That one was from Alan.
Alan.
All
Yep.
right. Emmanuel, you get to ask the next one.
This question is from Reese.
Oh, God. I'm reading it.
Reese McElveen?
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
Wow.
He
These are random.
It's a good one.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a good one. His question is, how did you land an amazing woman like Kristen McKenzie?
I love you, Reese.
Sucking up.
And it worked.
Reese came up with that, or did you come up with
Swear to
that?
God, that was Reese.
Oh.
I have witnesses.
Well, Reese,
Reese,
is,
you're gonna have to
certainly
come
got his charm from Rick McElveen there, so
It
he's
runs in
working
the
the
family.
system.
It's his charming personality.
Yeah. So Kristen and I worked a long time together before she came to work for Morton Concrete. So I think we had the same ideas and visions of you know, what gets us here and what keeps us here, and that's the people. And I think that's the common denominator that we have, and it seems to work. We fight a lot, but we like it.
Most of the time. But good answer. I didn't expect you to have that. I don't know what you're going to come up with.
I'm winging it.
Yeah, you're good at that. Oh,
Reese,
this is
Reese
good.
might be trying to step in a little bit.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe.
All right, this one's from Marissa.
Pack a lunch.
So Marissa wants to know, Marissa's behind the camera as we speak, just for those of you that are listening and watching and can't see her, but she wants to know, do you prefer the toilet paper roll facing over or under on the holder?
Is this what goes through your mind all day?
Yes. Her creativity, that's what creates such a great marketing person.
So it's under, right?
No.
It's not?
It's over. I say that as the person that puts the toilet paper on the
I think
holder.
it's under if it's a guy thing, isn't it?
No.
It's
I
not?
don't know.
No, it's
I just like
definitely
having
over.
toilet paper there.
I do too. I don't judge it.
I do. It goes over. All right, Emmanuel, it's
By
your
far.
turn.
All right, from another estimator, Stephen Woods. What's the coolest place in the world you visited and why?
I would say South America, parts of Peru and Colombia. But the first time I went to Wyoming, I'd never seen any place like that before in my life. So it's very interesting for some people that are born in different areas, rural areas, or even city areas. If you've never seen that place and you realize that, you know, most of that side of the country is like that. I mean, it's a very unique place. And I haven't been all these places in the world, but I thought that was as neat as it comes in Wyoming.
Yeah, very beautiful, for sure. All right. So this is from Kaylee, and she wants to know, how do you come up with your comedic responses to questions, and did you learn those from somebody in particular?
Well, I've been here a long time. I don't know how I come up with them.
Is your mom, your dad, anybody, you know,
Well,
as quick-witted as you?
My dad's pretty quick. My grandfather on my mother's side was pretty quick. He owned a car dealership, so you can see
okay.
you can
Yeah.
see where that would come from. And he was a World War II vet, Pearl Harbor, you know, so he was salt of the earth kind of cutthroat kind of guy. So maybe some of that.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of got its own little category. It's not a dad joke when you're coming back with some of these things, but it's
No.
but you've got a one-liner for a lot of different responses. It just really makes sense of the situation. For those of you that don't know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you will.
you will.
All right.
I don't rehearse them.
They're good.
Yeah.
I think we got time for one more question. Steve,
question.
you want to wrap it up?
All right, last one. Oh dear.
Oh,
This is from Marissa again. You're gonna like this one. She set you up.
Uh-oh.
What is your favorite store to go clothes shopping, and what is your favorite brand?
She's trying to find ideas for the next apparel order, I think.
I don't know.
At that place down in Perry.
Oh, that's a good store. They sell Orvis and stuff like that. You know, yeah, I don't know the name of it though.
Broken Arrow.
Broken Arrow.
Yeah.
So
Broken
down in Perry,
Arrow.
Georgia. That's a nice place.
High Country.
In High Country.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody likes High Country.
Everybody likes High Country. If you haven't been to High Country, you should
Yeah.
really go and check it out.
It's high,
Yeah, there's a couple locations.
but it's good stuff.
Yeah.
You know, good stuff that'll last.
There you go. Does that answer your question, Marissa? Good deal.
That's a random one.
That's Marissa for you.
It's that or the toilet paper.
Yeah, I didn't think it could top the Kristen or the toilet paper. But, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for joining
Yeah.
us today. Yeah, you did great for our first Toolbox Talk. This was amazing.
Oh, well, good.
And,
I enjoyed it and hope to come back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, thank
Who's
you.
next?
We haven't decided. It's kind of a toss-up between Keith Eason and Jason Martin.
Which one would you pick?
Which one? Yeah,
I'd go with Keith Easton next.
that's what we were
You
thinking.
know, actually, you could probably do the both on either side and kind of a dueling.
Have one of them interview the other one?
Yeah, kind of
That's
a
a-
dueling. Yeah, 'cause-
This is how we get our ideas for things, guys. In case you were wondering, leadership and things like that. This is how it all is developed right here.
yeah. So you're swimming in both spectrums there.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, thank you guys, and yeah, we're gonna move on to the next segment.
All right.
Thank y'all.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah, that was good. That was great to hear about Scott. Second generation, really. So
Yeah.
got to work with his dad, Gerald.
Thank God we still have him, and we didn't.
Yeah.
Jeff intercepted and didn't let Gerald fire him, or we wouldn't have had that great segment.
That's true. Very true. So thank you, Scott. Thank you for letting us know a little bit about you.
Yes, definitely. And remember, just as Steve said earlier, if you want us to interview and do this with, another employee that you're curious about, just leave that in the comments section or email us at hr@martinconcrete.com, and we will be happy to ask them politely if they would like to join our Toolbox Talk. 'Cause
Or
that's
if
how
we
it
can
goes.
get enough votes for Keith Eason.
Yeah.
That's my
That's-
vote for what's next.
That's definitely who we're going for next is Keith and also Jason Martin.
Oh,
That's another one.
that'll be a good one.
He's quick. I think it'll be hilarious.
All right.
All right, so I guess we're going to wrap this up for episode 2 with our podcast of 91 News. Thank you, Pedro, for coming in
Yeah.
here with us. What did you think of
Yeah.
your experience?
I thought it was very cool. Learned a lot of information from the resources that we have available, and hopefully the guys and girls seeing it out in the field, and just throughout every team they're able to use it, so we can continue to learn and continue to grow in the industry. So we can do the best job possible and continue to keep the Martin name strong in the industry.
When they did your interview, did they let you know that you were going to be on a podcast within the first 6 months?
Not
Part of
at
the
all.
job description.
Not at all.
We'll talk to Michelle about that. No, we really appreciate you taking your time out and joining us. You were a great guest host. And so that's all I think we have for today. Thank you to everybody.
Thank you.
For listening. And if you have any comments, like we said before, please email us at hr@martinconcrete.com or leave it in the comments section below. Or if you are looking to join the team, feel free to apply through our website at martinconcrete.com. But we look forward to talking to you next time. Y'all have a great evening.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.